Hello and welcome to ComSpark Magazine interviews. I'm Dave Hammond with Parallel Technologies, and we're participating with ComSpark Magazine on a series of interviews. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Rich Wills from KMK Law. And so, Rich, thanks for taking time to meet with us today.
Sure, my pleasure, and I'm glad to be invited to be a part of these interview series.
Well, we're happy to have you. So anyway, I guess to kick things off, Rich, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, including your roles at KMK and some of your key areas of responsibilities?
Okay, sure. A little bit about myself. I got into the IT industry a little bit differently than most people. I'm a proud Michigan State Spartan, as you know, Dave, and I'm a graduate of their hotel and restaurant management program. And so I spent the first 13 years of my working career in the hotel business, half of it in food and beverage operations and the other half in the sales and catering areas, mostly with Hyatt hotels. But when I got out of the hotel business, I was searching for something to do. And a good friend of mine ran an independent IT consulting firm, really one-man show. And he said, look, if you've got an interest, I can put you to work. So I spent some time working with him and doing things like pulling cables and moving old DOS computers around and so on and so forth. And one of his clients was KMK Law. And so there came a time when one of the IT team departed, and I filled in for a few weeks and then was offered a permanent position. So that was almost 24 years ago. And so I just started working here at the lowest level and worked my way through our IT team. And I was the system administrator for a period of time. And then in 2008 was asked to be the chief information officer, which I've been since then. So it's been a great ride. It's been a wonderful place to work and to grow my career. So I've met lots of great people and like yourself and others, and it's been terrific. So my responsibilities here as the CIO are kind of vast and many, since a firm our size or a business our size does not have a huge IT team. But I'm responsible for all the IT infrastructure. I'm responsible for the technology that we adopt. I'm responsible for our records management team and the management of all that gear and that process here. And that's what I do every day.
Well, you mentioned it wasn't the ideal way to get to the top, but going from one industry to another and becoming the CIO, that's a crazy story. So we appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, it's an unconventional path, I would say. But as I've gotten to know other counterparts and others in law firms and other IT organizations, we share stories, and I'm not alone in that, surprisingly enough. And many people have come from different industries and worked their way into technology.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. In fact, the president of our company started, 30 some years ago, and he did exactly that, pulled cables. And here we are now with the president of the company. So, you hear it often, and, that's interesting input that you're able to share. So, Rich, KMK has adopted a one office by choice philosophy. So with that, how have you utilized some technologies to accomplish this feat while staying competitive with the multi-city, multi-office firms?
Well, it's interesting because our firm was founded in 1954. We have grown organically, and much to do with the many clients that we've had for many, many years, some of which were clients in 1954. And our approach has always been to offer the very best of legal services at a fair cost to our clients. And we have, in many ways, grown up with our clients. Some of our clients we adopted when they were small business startups that have grown into multi-billion-dollar corporations. And so, again, we've offered that top-notch legal service. We have a great reputation in the city, and we compete to a degree with other firms in other cities, but primarily we're a regional law firm that really serves our clients here in this area. The firm has always been an adopter of technology. And in fact, when I started here in 1998, there already was a network. There already was a document management system. There already was more than just typewriters and dictation machines in our environment. So the firm has always been very supportive of technology. We've tried to thoughtfully grow that technology so that it works for our attorneys and our legal assistants, and provide applications and best of class technology for the practice of law. We serve our clients in many different practice areas, real estate, corporate litigation, ERISA and employment law, all of those sorts of things. So in many ways, we look at our practice areas as different groups in terms of the technology that they use. So we really try to target software and applications and technology that streamlines the process for those practice areas. One thing that comes to mind that we recently adopted was in our corporate and M&A group, one of the arduous tasks in closing a deal is to collate all the signature pages, get everything signed, get everything wrapped up, and create a closing binder and closing book for that deal. And we've adopted a technology that has saved particularly our associates many, many, many hours, and thus our clients many, many billable hours on those deals, and deliver that closing binder to them within hours as opposed to weeks. So it's those kinds of things that we really have to look at in each practice area to see what we can do from a technology standpoint to keep them efficient and keep them working in an efficient way and a cost-effective way for our clients.
Yeah, you hit it. You nailed it there. Efficiencies with softwares and applications, and the fact that you guys have the leadership there to adopt to those. I think that speaks a lot about your guys' firms.
Yeah, thanks. It's sometimes the user adoption is the tough part. It's not the technology and implementing the technology. Each attorney works in their own way, but we do have leadership within our practice areas that really try to work in the same way and decide on the most efficient ways in which to complete their legal work.
Well, Rich, thanks for joining us today. Please visit comspark.tech for additional interviews.
Thanks, David. I really appreciate having the opportunity, and it's been a great conversation. And so thanks for having me.